Welcome, 239 Uncensored Southwest Florida and beyond. And I've got the great music going here. Shannon Livingston, the lovely Shannon Livingston in the studio. And she came in just looking like Shannon.
Well, I have the girls out again today.
Yeah?
Do you have my mic turned all the way down?
I'm trying to turn it down.
Trying to turn the music up and my mic down?
Yeah. I think we got you now, though, right?
All right.
Yeah, I got you.
Do I have my special lighting, too? Oh, I have green today.
You got green. It
looks so nice.
Matches your eyeballs.
My eyes are not green.
Hazel?
My eyes are blue. You can't see through all the red.
Yeah, I can't see it through here. Yeah, you can't see through all the red.
Maybe you need your cataracts fixed.
Yeah, Shannon was telling me a good story. We might bring it up at some point before, like literally like 3 seconds. Yeah,
we can't give it away too much, but it is a good story.
Yeah, it's a good story. Shannon in the midst of it again.
Well, I think it's nice that they trust me and respect me and want to get my opinion on things.
Yeah, well, it makes you feel good.
It does.
Exes.
It's none of my business, but I will make it my business.
All my exes live in Texas.
You know that 2 of my husbands are from Texas or were in Texas when I married them. One in Dallas and one in San Antonio.
So how many times have you been married? Do you mind me asking?
I say 1.5.
Oh, really?
That's what I say.
1.5.
Well, because one was annulled. He was Catholic.
Okay.
And he had a little money. So when you're Catholic and you can afford it, you just pay for the annulment.
It costs money. Like it never happened.
Well, that way God is happy with you. Otherwise, if you don't pay, God will smite you somehow.
Yeah, never happened.
I don't know how that works. But then another one was Jewish. And so you don't have to pay for that. I think you paid for everything else, but you want a divorce. They're like,
It's all good. So yeah, we're getting like a ton of views on this. We're getting, not so much on YouTube. So make sure you go on the YouTube channel and like the YouTube channel. I think it's important to do that because you can kind of get reminded when it comes up. And
you can interact through YouTube also. Some people don't understand that it's like Facebook Live where you can ask questions and do all that through the YouTube Live.
Yeah, you can do that. Getting a lot of views on Facebook, and make sure to make comments if you want to hear something fun. Shannon, you want to hear some jokes from Shannon? You want to, have her talk about some juicy gossip that's going on in Naples?
Oh, so much.
And so today's Monday, and our goal is try to do one on Friday and then try to do one on Monday. Mm-hmm. Give you a little heads up of what's happening on the weekend. But we missed Friday. I did. I was jammed up.
You're working. You're actually working.
Yeah, working.
We like that.
What did you do over the weekend, Shannon?
You know what I do every weekend? I stay home. I don't shower. Actually, I went to a very nice lunch with my friend Pinky, who is also
she's really
in real estate.
Yeah, she's really cool.
And then I'm going to follow her around tomorrow for her photo shoot.
Okay.
I have no purpose at all. I'm just following her around for her photo shoot. I want to see how she's going to do it, and then try to maybe pop myself in the background, like a Where's Waldo thing.
Yeah.
So to be like an interactive campaign, and all of her headshots, I'll be like in the bushes,
Yeah, that sounds fun. Had a little public safety appreciation. That was Saturday night for all of the. We actually were invited by Jim and Laura Dixon to go to the wine cave. Actually, not the wine cave, their man cave, which is in a location in North Naples, and they invited public safety folks to come.
Oh, how nice.
We had a great time. It was wonderful. That Jim and Laura are fantastic, very strong supporters of, not just law enforcement but public safety.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great. Yeah, it was a really good time.
And then I saw that you and Alex have a new baby. There's a birth announcement now.
A really cool car.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah, I've driven a lot of cool cars, but this has got to be the top. And it was a little bit of a reach, but I got a Tesla Y model, which is a performance one. I don't know a whole lot about it.
What does performance mean? It has more
power?
Goes
faster. It goes faster than the other one. It goes like the thing is crazy quick.
Since we now have the capability to go live at 239, I think that we need to do it from inside the car.
We could do that. You got good ideas.
Because people want to see what's inside a Tesla. I've been in everything, a Rolls Royce, a Ferrari, Lamborghini. It's Naples. You've been in everything here.
Yeah.
But I've never.
Have you ever been in the front seat of one of those cars?
In a Tesla.
Have you ever been in the front seat of one of those cars?
Yeah, most of them don't have a back seat.
Just making sure.
Very funny. I've been on the hood of those cars.
On the hood.
Remember those old videos of not bent over, Remember my mother watches Tim. Clean it up.
Yeah.
And your aunt the nun. How does she even watch this show? Because I know she does.
She is the sweetest person
and
in the world.
sometimes she shares it.
Aunt
and
Mona,
so
yeah.
you think that would make me ashamed.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No.
It encourages me more.
Your biggest fan. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. So what other cars? You've been in all these different cars? Have you ever
been in all these different cars, but I've never driven a Tesla.
Okay.
I have seen how my friend had a Tesla. We were out at dinner and he pushed a button and the car came to pick him up.
Oh, did it?
At the curb. Like no driver. He just pushes the button and the car came up to the curb.
Now I've heard of people, I know that I'm able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know how the insurance is going to like it if I backed into somebody and I'm not in the car.
That car has got to be a better driver than these snowbirds.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And it's so quick. It's so fun. It just goes. And I'm not, I don't know a whole lot about this. Some people usually when they get the Tesla, they do a lot of research and find out all these different things. And I'm just like, I go there literally 15 minutes later. Of course, I ordered it back in Thanksgiving time, a little bit before that. 15 minutes later, you go get your car. And 15 minutes later, you're driving your car. And I go to the lady, I don't know how to drive this thing. Right. She goes, you'll figure it out. Remember the first time you ever drove an electric vehicle and it was so quiet? You were like, how do I turn it on? And it was on. Did you ever have that experience? Well, yeah, you
rent a car and you're in the lot thinking, what is happening? Why is this not turning on? But because you can't hear it.
So the cool thing is I went in my garage and I'm thinking you can't shut the car off because you're in your garage. You're going to die. Well, no, you can just sit there and hang out your car.
Oh, we're going to have some failed suicide attempts.
Yeah. People can be like, I'll sit in my car and I'll die. Well, no, it's electric.
Better take those pills.
And it's got karaoke, which you can sing and do all that stuff. It's got a light show.
We need video of all of it. Why are we not just moving the studio into this car?
It's got a light show thing. You get out of the car, the windows go down, the music comes up, it does all this stuff. The windows go in unison, the back trunk lifts up and shuts. It's crazy.
Yeah. All Mercedes has is winter and summer function. Like, the windows, you would press it this is the summer, and it puts the windows down to air it out. That's what Mercedes offers. Yeah. Tesla's like, we have a party going on in here.
I will say that, and I just got rid of my other car, the Mercedes, and it's got some cool functions on it with the app, but this thing does like everything with the app. I mean,
Mercedes is all like dials, and sometimes it feels like driving a bus, almost like the Cadillacs with the wheel. And Mercedes is beautiful. It's a great luxury brand that will always, be popular, I guess, but I think they've fallen behind, especially with technology.
The one thing I like about the Mercedes is like when you sit in there, it's just definitely more finished. It's not plasticky.
Yeah.
Whereas,
it's a beautiful wooden finish. And the seats, like when you turn the corner and the seat puffs up to hold you, I'm gonna hug you. It's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's fun. But so that was cool to get the car. I think that was real fun. And I'll have to put a picture
anyway.
Yeah,
that's super exciting.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. My Tahoe, that thing is really cool.
You like that?
Yeah, it's fun. It's just
I still love my Jeep.
I just like it so I can throw crap in there. It's a lot better, a little bit more. But there's a lot of other cool things going on. Well, people are getting a little crazy in Florida.
I was talking about it. Segue into the driving. I can't even go that fast in my Jeep. How fast do you go in the Tesla?
Yeah. That car is unbelievable. It goes 0 to 60 in I think like 3.414. I don't know what the number is, but it's like under 4 seconds, which is crazy. And it doesn't make any noise when it does it. It's just like it's like a phantom. Yeah, just shoots out like a rocket.
Makes you feel like a superhero.
And like that quick. Yeah, it's a good feeling. And I love it because these Mustangs, I know they're gonna like pull up and like, what do you got? I'm like, you don't even want to try.
Yeah, you don't want any of this.
Unless you're in, I read up on it yesterday, unless you're in like a $300,000 Ferrari or Lambo, you're probably not going to beat that car.
Yeah. So what do you think? We have this one story about people going really, really fast. And, it's this one guy was going 101. So what do you think about the speed like that? I think after you're going over 60, 70, 80, why does it matter?
Yeah. So 101 miles an hour.
You're going to die if you crash anyway at 80. So why is 101 that much worse?
Well, I just think that if people don't know when to go 101, that's the problem, right? So if you're going across Alligator Alley
Yeah.
And there's no one around, you're doing 101, probably not all that unsafe for the most part. In the daytime.
In the nighttime, you could have an alligator in the middle of the road.
But if you're weaving through traffic,
or one of those,
I don't know, Diana, maybe you can put it back up real quick. I'm kind of looking off on it. But yeah, so this driver, this is a new express opening. So a driver going 101 on the new I-4 express lanes was one of 77 people issued tickets over the weekend.
But why say express if that's not really express?
Well, I think it's supposed to propel you into the, and you'll get there quicker, because if you pay money to go on the express side, you won't have to wait in line on the other. It's like VIP. Fast Pass. It's like Fast Pass at Disney.
So it's not like the carpool lanes in real towns. We don't have that here, but in real towns.
In real towns.
You ever put like a mannequin or something next to you to go through the carpool lanes?
That's what I tell everybody. It's a mannequin. It's a mannequin. Let me ask you this. What's the speed that you travel? Like if I know you got your Jeep, so it kind of like limits, because I got a Jeep too. So what is
you can go fast, but not comfortably.
Yeah. It's like, I got big tires on that thing. Yeah. It's stressful,
75, right?
What's a good speed for you? Like in a decent car,
in a normal car
that you just like.
I mean, like if I'm on the highway and it's 70 miles per hour, I'm going to go 80, like 10 above.
79.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. It usually keeps the cops away.
Right.
And probably I will tell you that, if you keep it under 90 going across the alley, you're probably going to be okay, because there's so many cars doing 90 plus.
Yeah, so even on the interstate, you're going to have cars pass you and honk at you. So you're not going to go in the left lane the whole time doing 90. You should get over and let other people, or 80.
Yeah. It's crazy though. And the way they make cars now, you can do 95 miles an hour and not even feel like you're moving.
I know.
Yeah. I can't do that because my battery will die. So it's like, I think it goes like 322 miles or something like that, but battery's going to die on
But why don't they have a solar panel on it? Why isn't the whole body made of solar panels, so that as you're driving around, you're just recharging your car?
I think that's coming, but not every place is Florida where it's beautiful and sunny all the time.
Still. And now we're going to have the debate over those batteries, because you're killing the earth with your electric car.
Put them in the ocean.
Because
I'll really piss some people
off. We don't
off.
have enough three-eyed fish as it is.
Just put them in the
mercury that's in people's brains. That's what's wrong with them.
Put them in the ocean.
And then we're just like throwing pills at them.
Well, I think what they're doing is they are really working on ways that they can refurbish things and batteries and stuff like that. And they're making the batteries much better.
So you don't know how that works.
Well,
what do you do?
I shouldn't say this, but not my problem at the time. It might be
I just like the car.
The car
is white,
and I can go past a gas station. That's nice.
But it still takes gas, right? It's a hybrid, or is it all gas?
No, we don't take no gas, nothing.
Oh, so nice.
So just like ding, ding, ding. I'm going to charge it up at the house.
So you have all this other stuff. Where do you want to go next with these stories? There's so much happening.
There is. I mean, I just kind of think that I like the one with the beaches. I like
because that's something good. We talk about this crazy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, for some reason, Naples didn't get any beaches.
Yeah. Where's Barefoot Beach?
Yeah. Usually
I think that's a lot better.
Barefoot's on there. Usually Wiggins Pass is on there. Mm-hmm. I think what happens is I don't really know how they pick.
I think they found out that my ex-boyfriend was living on Barefoot Beach, and that kind of tanked the ratings for a couple of years.
They let him stay up there in tents.
Well, I heard that. What's really scary? They had the preserve behind the condos and the houses there on the beach, and so it would get a little overgrown, and I would complain about it, and they would come and cut it down, and there was evidence of people living in there.
Yeah.
So the whole house is glass, and I just have hobos sitting there watching me 24/7.
Having a blast.
Yeah. We won't discuss what they were doing in there.
I've been known to walk by there, on occasion. I don't remember the last time I was at Barefoot Beach. That is a beautiful place, though.
It is. It's a beautiful beach, and it's private, so you don't have to deal with anybody other than the hobos that are watching your every move from the preserve.
Yeah, you never know.
But yeah, I was surprised that they didn't make it.
Well, I think they can pretty much choose any beach in Florida for the most part.
I think they're paid off by the TDCs.
Yeah, it's probably some some.
Those tourism councils are like, here you go.
But I know Siesta Beach, Siesta Key. Siesta Beach, that's beautiful. St. Augustine, Fort Lauderdale Beach, I guess.
St. Augustine Beach, though, that's all that coquina sand, and it sticks with you for months. You're never getting it out of your dog.
Pretty good.
Yeah, don't take your dog to the beach over there because it's just sand forever.
Yeah,
you have to shave your dog.
What type of sand you got?
Such a bald dogs up there in St. Augustine.
Pensacola is nice, but that's quite a bit cooler than it is down here.
I've never wanted to go to the Panhandle.
It's got some really cool places.
Like what?
Well, you got Panama City.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a cool place. They got the beaches are like wider.
Is it better than Naples though?
I don't think anything's better than Naples. The one thing about Naples, some people love that, but the part I like about some of the other places is you can go eat. You can go to the beach. There's very few places. There's a couple hotels you can do that at, but it's
like you like to be right on the sand and water.
It's pretty exclusive. Well, I like to be able to go walk and go grab a beer, go grab something to eat, and then come back to the beach. And it's kind of tough to do that. You can do that at the Ritz. They have it. Naples Beach Club used to be, and then you can do it there's a few other locations, the Turtle Club, things like that. But for the most part, it's not commercial at all, which they're trying to keep it that way.
Yeah, we don't need hot dog vendors.
Yeah, if you go to like Pensacola, Daytona.
Is it like Mexico where they're trying to sell you bracelets?
Yeah, I mean, it can be.
Popsicles, and I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't go to the beach anyway.
Yeah.
Why would I care?
You don't go?
Look at my skin.
Well, I know.
Do I belong on a beach?
I could see you like with a big halo hat. Well, I don't know about
I do look good in a bikini and a hat. But I cannot be in the sun anymore. In fact, I'm going to my dermatologist. She's like, I feel like we're in a really committed relationship again this week because they're doing surgery on my face. And so make sure that you, I know I have to see how deformed I'm going to be. So make sure that you wear your sunscreen because they start cutting shit out of you. Now,
when I was a kid, I used to go out in the sun, get burned. I still kind of sometimes like a knucklehead do the same thing. So you just got to be careful, especially Florida. People come down on vacation and like, I could handle it. No, you can't.
No, the Florida sun is brutal. And really, they say most of the damage that you've had that leads to skin cancer is done in childhood.
That's what I heard. Or when you're young. So my mother's listening. I mean,
yay! I love seeing
you gotta take good care of me. She did. So I'm not. Thank God, knock on wood, I'm not in that situation. She put
sunscreen on you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's when I'm getting shit cut out of me and you're not. My mother was like, just go outside.
Yeah.
And I'd like try to find a little patch of shade to hide in.
I think when I was like 18 or 19, went to Fort Lauderdale, maybe a little bit younger, and I just got torch burnt like bad. And
blistered?
Just like,
you've been blistered?
Yeah, it's like you need to come in. I think it's time for you to come in. And just it was crazy.
I got blistered every single summer. No one ever figured it out. That is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And my grandparents lived in the Ozarks. They had a resort there. And so we were out at the lake and out at the pool. And then finally they just started taking me like late afternoon. And then all the kids hated me because we couldn't go swimming until late afternoon because I'm like the albino cousin that, can't go out in the sun.
You are fair skinned. I am.
I'm like a vampire.
Yeah, fair skinned. Now, this next story was kind of interesting. I never really thought about it. So you've got two movie actors that they're acting. In this case, I think we got two males, which is no big deal, but you got two actors, right?
I like to be a little progressive socially here. We
know
what's going on.
That's a 239.
You do what you want to do.
So you got two actors. They're coming together. They're getting together. They're getting together, right? In a movie. And there's literally people that they call them, I think they call them like counselors that come in, not counselors, but people that help out where one of the partners gets aroused or they both get aroused and they come in and tell them, say, hey, listen, we need to take a break. This is not looking good on camera.
Like with a water bottle. Like you
is that what they do?
Yeah, they just cold water, just like you do with a cat, and they just spray them right in the groin.
Like really?
Yeah.
And it's done?
Just to calm it right down, and then they let that dry out.
They're back at it again? Yeah. Do they you take your clothes off or no?
I know more about the porn industry than regular movie making, so they're trying to go in the other direction there.
Yeah, but when would you want to?
Fluffers.
When would you want to do that in the porn industry?
So what you're talking about is the opposite of a fluffer.
Yes,
that's a deflator.
A deflator.
I'm sure that's the technical term.
But in the porn industry, why would you ever want to do that?
Why would you want to do what?
Like deflate somebody.
You don't. That's what I'm saying. So like my experience, not me personally, but my ex-husband was involved in that industry. And so I would hear all the stories about the fluffers. And so now you're telling stories about the deflators, which doesn't exist in porn.
Well, and what I'm very shocked about is like they actually have people on set that's their job.
To like calm them down.
Yeah. I was reading through the article.
Puppies.
I mean, what do you think? The ugliest thing in the world. That's what you need to be thinking about.
Because it's going to be upsetting if I'm doing a scene with you for a movie and that's my job and I can feel that you are excited during it. That makes me, I don't need to have that pressed up against me.
That.
Now me, I would be like, hey, he's into it. I'm a great actress. Roll him. Let's go.
That pressed into me.
But other people that it really, maybe they've been in character all day or whatever. I don't know. Actors are weird, right? They're weirdos. Like Tom Cruise wouldn't talk to the waitress because he was in character. Had to be in character.
Bullshit, weird stuff.
We know he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
You're 5'2".
Well, I think he started out as like a normal person, and then the whole thing just went south because he just got too full of himself.
Got him.
Yeah, because I can't imagine when Tom Cruise was doing Top Gun, he was a jerk off like he is now.
I don't know.
I mean, because he was new, and I just have a hard time to believe that
the whole cult that he is part of just makes me question him and his desire to control other people, because the relationships that he has had, his marriages have all, they've been very hush hush cases, and it's just weird. It's weird. Yeah,
but do you think they're weird when they start, or are they weird? I think people get weird as it goes on. They get famous, because I think you got to admit, like, these people who have kids that are in Hollywood, and they sit around like, how fucked up can we name our kid? Let's have a contest.
Yeah, I have a Joe, so you're preaching to the choir.
I'm a Tim, right? So they have this like northwest. Fucking come on, give me a break.
Well, because they know that those kids are never going to have to make it. There's a great documentary out that's about people's names and how it can limit you, or ethnic sounding name, or one that's hard to pronounce.
Joe's a good one. Tim's
or whatever. But there's a difference between, so like my maiden name is Thompson. Nothing wrong with it. It just sounds kind of plain, right? Livingston, people comment on all the time. They go, "Oh, Livingston."
It is a cool,
right? Like people just say it in a fancy way. And so it has opened doors for me. And when I got divorced, it was the only thing that I took, just like Tina Turner. I just took my name.
Took your name.
Yeah, and look at everything that I've done with it. But names are important.
Yeah, and I just think though that like these actors and stars and people, I think they just get crazy when it comes to this stuff.
They're in a bubble. They don't have to play by the same rules.
Any comments on that? I want to see a comment. They don't have to
play by the same rules. They know their kid is not going to get teased, and if they are, they're going to get a private tutor and have their little organic meal out of their bento box, and so they're never going to have to learn how to get along. It's the opposite of a boy named Sue. Right? He named him Sue so that he would learn how to fight and get along in the world.
Yeah. And parents can be cruel with some of these names.
Parents can be dickheads anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I got
name aside.
I got a couple of people that I know, and I won't mention their names because obviously we'll know who they are. But I'm like, your parent actually gave you that name? I mean, God, what's wrong with them?
See, now my sister, her name is Charisse. And we grew up in a town that was very racially diverse. And so people assumed that my sister was Black and that we were like a blended family. And then they would meet her and they would almost be like disappointed. You could see it in their face.
Like, oh, okay.
And she would say, yeah, I'm not Black.
Yeah, that's a disclaimer at
now
first.
It's like a common name. It's French. It's not, but it was funny. In Grandview, Missouri, it was very confusing to them. It was like way too exotic.
Yeah. Charisse. Yeah, especially going from Shannon to that.
Well, and then I have a brother Shane, and so whenever my mother would yell, it was just all of us. Yeah.
You start out with like a
shh. None of us answered. We just ran.
Well, we always have to throw in a crime story. And over the weekend, for the most part, Collier County, Lee County was fairly in check. We usually see Sheriff Marcino on a couple times explaining about some of the crime he has up there and how he's crushing it. But for the most part,
Can I just tell you, I love it when I see Carmine with like the animals and he gets that, like, don't mess around in Lee County. Don't hurt a dog in Lee County because we're going to put you in jail.
Well, and people like that. They jump
love it. I know the guy and I'm like,
he doesn't mess around with that stuff.
He has me brainwashed and I knew him before.
Yeah.
But it is, it's important. It's how we treat the least of you. Right. And it says something about our society, how we treat animals. And it is the biggest indicator of people that go on to hurt people.
Yeah. And I will tell you that, Sheriff Marcino is he's like a huge dog lover.
Perfect.
Spend a lot of time with him, and he's got
for him.
I think his last dog passed, and I don't think he's gotten one since. He's been so busy, but that dog, his animals, they live freaking good. Yeah, they live really good. I think one of them got sick one time, and he spent a lot of money to get it back in order. And
that's what you're
supposed
to do.
Yeah,
I just throw him in a gunny sack and put him in the river.
I'm a dog lover. I think now more so than I used to be. Not so much a cat.
Why now more than before? Because you've met more people?
No, I just think that I have time with them, and I think they've like how my dog was with my dad. Their bond was really good.
They kind of looked alike too.
Yeah, they were. They were both.
They have that like that smile on their face. In the last picture that I saw, and I was like, they kind of.
Yeah, they go, and they just that's important. But my big thing is when I want to leave. I don't have it's always a pretty big hassle to get someone to watch the dog and take care of the dog. So that's the only reason why I haven't gotten another dog.
I know. I'm in the same position. Monkey is like barely hanging on by a thread. Every day I make sure he's still breathing. And I had to put Zelda down, and I know that I'm too high strung to not have a dog. Like my personality is just nuts. I need a dog to calm me down and help society deal with me. But I am now spending a lot of time, trying to build my business and do other things. And unless I have a dog that I can take with me everywhere, and then that's annoying. I don't want people to, see me as that woman with that dog.
Dog woman's back.
Get it a fake emotional support vest.
Dog woman's back.
Carry it around. Keep that person.
Yeah. No, I just really, really love animals as well. But I think, like you said, that the thought of somebody hurting an animal that can't maybe take care of themselves, or they just had an arrest that a guy was beating his dog.
Yeah.
That person needs to get their ass beat.
Yeah.
You can discipline, say, get over the corner, do what you got to do, whatever. But this poor little dog, you get beat the shit out of
if you're listening, call Tim and me first before you arrest these people. Give us about 20-30 minutes with them for some private counsel. Yeah. And then we'll hand them over to you.
I'll tell you somebody, my daughter's freaking nuts. Like, she's like, I'll kill her. If they touch an animal, I'll go after them. She just goes crazy, which
because they are not only are they defenseless, but dogs just exist to make you happy. That's
they really are
want.
Great.
They
Loyal,
just want
nice.
to make you happy. They want to make you laugh. They want to, lick your tears away. And so to take that type of love and abuse that's a terrible, horrible thing that needs to be beaten out of them.
Yeah. Well, and this guy now, the last story that we have, this is another crime that happened in Central Florida.
He looks like a dog beater to me.
He probably was at some point in his life, right? So Miami, this is from the Miami thing, but it sent a Florida man suspected in a series of Central Florida crimes broke a beer bottle, and I read the story, over his head, and was shot by a sheriff's deputy who thought the sound was a gunshot. Now, this happened in Polk County. I think the sheriff went on and spoke about it. Grady Judd, about,
he's a character.
He's good. But this guy, and I think he got shot, but it's not non-life threatening injuries.
They weren't real clear in the article of what happened to him, but they would have said if he died. But so he steals a car with his lady, right? Because he's got this passenger in the car, and then he's like standing out of the sunroof, it says.
Yeah, he's like doing this.
Just being crazy. Busch Light, by the way. He's drinking a Busch Light, but not in the can. That surprised me. He classed it up.
Oh, he classed it up.
He classed it up.
Got him a Busch Light.
Class is class. Yeah. So he had a Busch Light bottle, broke it over his head, and that sound made one of these deputies think that there had been gunfire, which then made him return fire and shoot this dumbass.
It probably was like, hey, did you hear that? That sounded like a gun. Bang!
Why would you make any noise or movement at all? You have been pulled over by law enforcement. Don't even wave your hands around, much less hit yourself with something. That's stupid. He deserved to get a bullet in him for that.
He got one. He got shot in the neck, from my understanding, and it probably grazed him. But
yes, sir, no, sir.
Yeah,
until you get to your lawyer.
Yeah, obviously the guy's not real bright.
All about getting to your lawyer.
That's it. So that's like the action going on.
Not around here
in South. Well, we got some of it. There was a couple.
There was a
couple major shootings that happened up in Lehigh over the weekend, I believe, and there's a couple other things. But the crime and the stuff that people are doing is just, we talk about it every time we're on here.
But because people still are stressed, I think poverty and just fear of feeding your family, fear of disease, fear of crime, it all is the root of our problems. And so instead of getting lost in the minutia of these arguments, we need to look at things in a much bigger way. I think that what's going on in Ukraine is a perfect example of that. We have been fighting so much internally in this country. I hope that we can put that at least on pause and really look at our global citizenship and what that means, and what safety and security is, and where we stand, what our morals are. Stop the bickering and look at things in a bigger picture, because that's going to be us next. And I've said this for a long time. While Democrats and Republicans are arguing with each other, and libertarians such as myself are caught in the middle of it, we have outside forces outside of our country that want to hurt us, that would love to have what we have, or at least want to keep us out of the way while they go and pillage other places. And so I don't think that it's a coincidence that we had so much Russian involvement with our social media, the fake posts and the trolls, to turn us against each other. I think it goes way beyond just our election cycles. They want to weaken us as a country, and it's working.
Yeah, the deep state. What the hell is going on over there? I mean, it's to me, it's the strangest thing, and I'm up on all that stuff for the most part. But it just seems to me like they're going in. From my understanding, obviously Ukraine wasn't part of NATO. They were kind of just trying to be their own country, size of Texas, by the way. And Putin wants that. He wants that land. He wants that area. He wants to control. And they say that he wants to bring back the old, Russian regime again.
Yeah, he's not going to stop there. So,
yeah, that's what's scary. That's what's scary.
He does. And, I think he is 70 now, early 70s. And I think even though he's in good health, he has limited time to do what he wants to do. Yeah. That's his vision.
Yeah. And I think, and I'm hoping, listen to some of the things that are happening. They're starting to talk a little bit, which I don't know how much he's going to listen, because he already started it. Right. So he's kind of like saving face. But what they did is they took him out of SWIFT, which is their financial exchange. And they're gonna everybody seems like they're coming together. The other Europeans are coming together against him. So it seems like it's coming. So it might backfire on him. I'm hoping.
And not just the Europeans. China did not stand behind him, I think, the way that he expected.
Yeah, probably.
And to me, that was it. That was when I knew he was in trouble. I was listening to some of the ambassadors speak at the United Nations today. And China, basically said, get it together. You start having a conversation. Brazil is upset that there's military aid being sent in. And so we're starting to see really those discussions happen of who's responsible for what are the rules here? Who has violated the rules, because it's not just Russia either.
Right. No, right. It's true. It's true. But one thing I think we need to really do, and I know there's been a little pride factor here, is I know when President Biden got in, he immediately stopped a lot of things that we had rolling, because they were kind of brought on their Trump policy. So the Keystone Pipeline is like huge. So what I'm trying to say is, like, listen, we understand you want to go a different direction from Trump. But we got to understand, we have to be self-sufficient as a government. We have to be able to live if things like this happen, because the domino effect is huge. I mean, supplies and everything is based on we've leaned on them for years, and
but do you
it'll
think,
hurt us.
I think Biden has been resistant to he's been resistant to allow the flow of oil again, and I think he stopped it initially. He's trying to press green energy, and so if we don't have a steady supply of what we need, then we have to turn to green energy. But I don't think that right now that is the pressing strategy. I think that
I think it's more
security comes first.
But they're saying like we've got a 100 years worth of natural resources that we can use, and I'm sure there's people going to be like, well, what's going to happen after 100 years? Well, our technology is always progressing. I mean, think about how we've come since so that'd be what 100 years ago to where we are now, just in the last 20 years, how we've developed. I know I know you're worried about the batteries, but let's fucking run the batteries, and we'll figure. We'll probably be able to reuse them and regenerate them, hopefully.
There are many moving parts, and I don't understand them, but it has been interesting to really watch. This has been the biggest threat that we have seen, even bigger than World War II. This could mean more annihilation if it does go nuclear.
Yeah.
Do you think it has that possibility?
Well, I just think that we've got some pretty big players here, and I think that if Putin doesn't get exactly what he wants, and I think Ukraine, they're like, fuck it, we're gonna defend this place. I mean, obviously we know that a button can be pushed and they can just annihilate things, but I that's not how. I just hope they go back and talk about it and try to just phase it back and kind of like, you're not into it too deep right now. Back it off and see how you can work this out.
Well, and isn't it amazing? Afghanistan kicked their ass.
Yeah.
And now you see the Ukrainian also kicking their ass.
I don't think, I mean, we could ultimately kick anybody's ass. Russia could probably kick anybody's ass, and China could kick anybody's ass.
Do you think Russia could, though? Because they didn't, I mean, they made a pretty big effort in the beginning.
Well, what I'm saying is you can, like they say, you can go nuclear. And when you go nuclear, that's the problem. That's the huge problem. When I say you can kick their ass, I mean street and urban warfare, maybe not, because these folks are embedded in. They basically, I saw they removed, once they came in, the Russian troops and forces came in, they removed all the street signs. So they didn't know where the fuck they were, how to get out. So you're thinking like, wow, that's ingenious.
Yeah.
Which way do I go?
Right. To see the guerrilla warfare of the people and to hear about all of these entertainers and pageant queens and and to see their leadership. You have a 44-year-old president that says, here I am.
Yeah. He's out there. He's out there. Yeah. It's amazing. Well, we'll do the little checkup on Friday. We're hoping things get better over there. I mean, I think everybody wants like peace and, harmony.
Conversation, please.
Yeah. Conversation, talk it. Because we never want to go with, push the button nuclear. So, but anything else?
No, I'm not that exciting.
All right. Well, you are exciting.
This is the most exciting part of my day.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Are we doing this? Yeah. Do this.
239 uncensored, everything Southwest Florida and beyond. And we are out. Oh. I can't even get Shannon to lean over.
Well, my mic is in my way.